Previously. X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show.
Do you wish to continue?
Go for it.
Hello, and welcome to X-Rated, the X-Men animated review show, X-Rated Evolution. And we are your hosts. Well,
we're kind of like a family here, and we all have to get along.
That's true. It's true. And I am one of your hosts.
He is so immature, you know? It's like he has no idea how his actions affect the rest of us.
Well, got me there. Dr. Hornelius is here. And, you know.
Finding a place to be alone around here is really a matter of timing. Sometimes you have to settle.
With a co-host.
Doing this lone wolf thing. I mean, it's not like his life is so much tougher than ours.
Andre Bertooth.
I try to cut deep, my friend. You're cutting deep.
Is your life that hard, Andre?
No. But, you guys are being mean. You're being. I take some umbrage to your name, by the way. There is nobody in this episode named Dr. Cornelius.
That's Cornelius.
Not named. Could be Jimmy Juju. Johnny.
They call him the cool in the black coat.
He could be Johnny Jambalaya Jabba.
Fine. Here, look.
I want to say him to be Jimmy Jambalaya Jabba.
Yeah.
No, you can keep it. It's fine. I mean, I assume he's generally supposed to be that character, but they don't name him.
I'll think of something later. But yeah, we are here to review X-Men Evolution, Season 1, Episode 11, Grim Reminder. Written by Greg Johnson and directed by friend of the show, Frank Poor. And, yeah. How you doing, Andre?
I'm well, my friend, and yourself?
Not bad. Not bad. It's a new year ahead of us.
That's true. New year, new Davin. Same old Davin.
Started my seed shopping and gotta start planting some seeds here in a couple weeks.
You have another kid? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm in my gardens.
Oh, I think you're spreading your seed. You're.
Oh no.
Okay.
I've sown enough of some seeds. But so yeah, getting excited. Winter's basically just started, but I start thinking spring as soon as February hits. So
that's good.
Got to get into it. I'm up in my pepper game too. A buddy of mine thinks he can handle hot peppers, so I grew him a 350,000 Scoville pepper, and he ate it in 3 pieces. He said it was a type of habanero called a hot paper lantern.
Oh yes, I have heard of those. Actually, I'm quite an aficionado for hot stuff myself.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sending you one to this year too. So,
but
he ate it.
Yes, but I've also watched enough hot ones to know that, like, you don't need destroying, like, enjoying hot sauce. The feeling of it is a pain receptor. So you're like when you're doing like the last dab or the atomic bomb or whatever they do.
It's the bomb,
yeah. Because there's a channel on Plex. It's just that show. So sometimes when
just hot ones,
so episode after episode. So I just put it on sometimes. It's late at night and I'm like finish a movie and don't want to start another one, or I'm just want something to watch for a few minutes. And I watch quite a bit of it. But yeah, no, I like hot food quite a bit. But I don't. I'll try your hot pepper. I'll get it on that. I'll get all
that. So last year he ate that and he said it was somewhere between fun challenge and what have I've made mistakes. He said
I've made mistakes.
Yeah. So this year, but he ate it. So this year I upped that 350,000 Scoville to 2.2 million Scoville.
Well,
this year I am growing. No, even hotter. I am growing the hottest pepper. They say the Carolina Reaper is hotter than the Ghost.
Oh, the Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper. No,
yeah, I'm growing Carolina Reapers this year, and I'm gonna send you one, and I want to see you do the hot chip challenge.
Oh, I don't think
eat the entire pepper.
I don't think I want to do that.
What?
Like I like hot stuff, but I also realize that there are certain things that just aren't enjoyable when they're destroyed.
You can't handle 2.2 million
I
Scoville
could
units.
probably handle it in a way that I won't die, but it won't be an enjoyable experience.
Well, they look cool too, so I'm looking forward to growing them. I'll never eat them, but I'm looking forward.
They do look cool. The Scoville scale on those is 1,641,183.
No, right on the package, the one I have, it says 1.5 to 2.2 million, and I go think organically.
Well, they say 1.6 on this, so that falls within your scale.
We'll see. They're gonna be hot.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, I might use it to make. I would maybe use it to make like something, but I don't think I would eat it as is.
You can make a hot oil, like just have it sit in some oil.
Be ridiculous oil, but
you would be. You wouldn't need much.
You can make a salsa with it, maybe tamper it down a little bit with tomatoes.
Some of these things, they're getting so hot, it's like they're not even really food anymore. Like, what can you do?
No, there's no way people are making like extended food that everyone's going to sit and enjoy with these peppers. They're literally just to be like, hey, look how insane this is.
Yeah, so I'll grow one plant for fun.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe two. But, yeah, so looking forward to it. I like to try some different veggies every year. Try some fancy new things. Some fancy old heirloom things,
Mm-hmm.
Yourself, what's up?
Oh, nothing. Getting ready to be going on vacation, so that'll be fun.
Where are we going?
Mexico.
The happiest place on earth.
That's right. A friend of mine, somebody told me recently, like that one of my trivia nights, like 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? Monday, yesterday. That she's like, yeah, my daughter just got back from there. And she's like, her flight was delayed due to a volcano erupting and cartel violence. I was like, oh.
The happiest place on earth.
That's funny. Yeah. But I know I'm excited. Yeah. It's just a resort. We're not doing anything crazy. So.
Yeah. Right on. Well, put your feet up.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. Well, let's get into this episode, shall we?
If you say so. All right, so we begin with we got some extra help with visuals this time around.
So when you asked me earlier if I had any images for this episode, what you meant to say was I didn't need any, and I couldn't.
No, I meant I didn't mean. When have I ever asked you if you've had any of your images of the stuff you prepare for this episode? I know
it was very confusing.
No, I meant the main image because I sent those to you and I couldn't remember if I had let you one or not.
Okay, then.
So yes, no, I didn't. I that's what I meant because that just meant I had to do something. Normally, I don't have to do anything for your images. Only the shit that I got to do that I'm worried about.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So we see Wolverine floating around a tank. Basically slashed his way out, goes out into the wild. Which just results in Wolverine waking up from a dream. It's something that's been happening in his head. He's upset. We don't know what it means, but he's called back, possibly a memory. We don't know.
We do have to hear you clicking constantly with this method.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to do that. I can do this.
Oh, you can do that? Yeah, do that instead.
All right. So it's just pressing the arrow. Yeah, then we see Kitty having some issues, writing her parents.
The ladies' room.
Giving them an update. She just faces through the door.
Isn't this like their bathroom? Or no,
yeah.
It's out in the hallway. It's like,
but it's still like she just faces through the door. Like it's pretty. And then like Rogue freaks out at her, and she's like, the door was locked, and the occupied thing was on the door. And Kitty says, "Well, who can read at this hour?" Like it's very inconsiderate, Kitty. You don't just use your powers to phase through a door.
Very rude. My.
Who can read at this hour?
Exactly. What a bitch.
Sorry.
So she sends a letter to her parents, getting her updates about, some of the stuff. She talks about how Rogue is difficult to live with. She talks about how Cyclops seems like an X-Man one day and a normal teenager another. That may come a little later. She's finding different places to try to write to her parents, but she keeps getting interrupted by all the different activity going on with the other mutants around the house. Wolverine is reading in the kitchen, and she's annoyed by him. He asks if he's reading too loud for her, which gives them a little moment. We see Rogue getting her food. We see Wolverine seeing an update on the TV about sightings of a Bigfoot in a certain mountain range, which causes him to act erratically, leave the room, and have like crazy headaches that are like driving him mad. Ooh, go, buddy. Sorry, the kitten was there. Hey, see if I can get him to come on screen.
Hey, Frodo, get in the shot, bud. We haven't
Frodo,
seen you
come
on
here, buddy.
camera yet.
Come here, Frodo. Come here.
Wobble yourself over here, little wobblers.
He's not too wobbly right now. He's actually doing pretty good.
That's good.
Here he is.
Oh, look at the wobblers. Hey, buddy.
Frodo.
Look at that little face. That's a good face.
He's causing all kinds of trouble right now. He's running around the house.
Oh, what a guy. Oh,
He likes-
he's getting grumpy. He's getting grumpy
he
with
likes
you.
he likes when I hold him like this.
Uh,
Here you go, buddy. You can hang out with us for a bit? Hang out? Want to hang out? Hang out?
yeah, kittens are great.
No, he's so much fun. He's so well behaved too.
Oh, good.
He's very cuddly. He sleeps with us every night.
Oh, very cute.
All right, buddy. All right. Okay, you're gonna get down. It's okay. You're gonna hurt
Bye,
yourself.
buddy.
All right, say goodbye, Frodo. Bye-bye, Frodo. Bye-bye. Oh,
See you on Mount Doom or whatever.
the cracks of doom.
Okay.
Hey, buddy, you okay? You a little wobbly? All right.
Getting a little wobbly.
Yes. Oh, I think he realized he. Oh, he's just running. He's chasing the toy. All right, so Kitty goes by his door and sees him slicing up the door.
Kitty in the show, not Kitty in Andre's room.
Yes. No, his name is Frodo. So he slashes through the door. Kitty knocks on to try to ask if he's okay. He says he's fine. He's just rebottling. He tried to tear apart his room when he was kind of having this rage. He goes to try to write in the room, and Spike is in there causing this is the only bit of Spike we get in this episode, where he's being a little rude about the space as well, saying it's a shared space.
Well, he drinks some milk earlier too.
Right.
What's the matter, Half Pint? Am I reading too loudly for you?
Yeah, I said that part.
I know.
So then we see her in the tree. That's where she makes a note about Cyclops, because she says something seems like an X-Men, something seems like a normal teenager. Then he blares loud and heavy metal music and drives off, and she says today he's a teenager. Then we see
There's a Bigfoot-like creature in the Canadian wilderness.
There's a Bigfoot creature running through the Canadian wilderness.
that's right.
Could be a Wendigo.
It was me actually. I just didn't. I was sunbathing.
That was
in the
my
woods.
second guess. Andre or a Wendigo.
Wendigo. Wendigo is one of the coolest and not used enough monsters in films.
Sure is. I mean, it's used a lot more now. It's been kind
Not
of
really. Not compared to, like, if you look at every movie featuring a Wendigo, it's probably like 10 to 15 maybe. And if like maybe there's some really, really low budget ones. But if you look at like everything else. Actually, I'm gonna make that my movie suggestion. Well, I'm gonna throw a couple at you today.
All right.
So one of the bigger budget versions of the Wendigo story. So anyway, we get Wolverine lets Professor X go in his mind to find out what's going on with him, but he doesn't really get very far. He gets in there, but he sees like hints of Sabretooth and other things. He knows that mountain that he saw in the news is where he's going to get answers, so he storms off to go get them. Kitty talks about how she's hiding in the Blackbird to write her parents, the only place that she can get some privacy without being interrupted by Kurt, who keeps popping in. But then he pops in, and
What if some of us don't like the festering boils?
oh, that was the Spike had a poster for a punk band called the Festering Boils on the ceiling.
He's like, I don't have any room in my room anymore for this poster, so I'm putting it in here.
Yeah, which is not the Festering Boils. So while hiding on the Blackbird, they didn't realize Wolverine comes in and takes it. They try to tell him that they're there, but he is in the middle of this rage just going on in his brain where he can't control it.
How's about you get inside and see if you can't pry it loose?
All right. But first, you need to
All
relax.
right. All right.
Sorry if I cut it that way. It was pretty.
Alrighty then. I can dive in that old brain there. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah. So they Wolverine's stuck in in his rage. He ends up locking them out of the the chamber,
The
locking
cockpit.
himself into the cockpit, and they say like, well, at least he locked himself away from us, so it's safe. And then Kurt's like, he's going crazy, and he's locked alone in the cockpit, driving the plane. You call that safe?
Yeah, it's a crazy man driving the plane. You call that safe?
She suggests,
and then my favorite line in the episode, I think, is this one.
Can you transport us to the ground?
Yeah, right. Like, picture this. Bumpity, 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 splat!
Bumpity, 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 splat! I do like this Nightcrawler. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, he's good. So then we see where they land. They must have had their costumes with them, I guess, or they keep a stock of them on the Blackbird. So
they definitely have a stock on the Blackbird.
They go out to try to find Wolverine. Wolverine, of course, is off on his own. We come across this guy
after Dr. Cornelius.
He's never named in the episode. I said he could be Shabadoo. Shimmy, could be Jimmy Jim Shimmy Shabadoo. That's what I think his name is, actually. I mean, he looks like a Shabadoo. So anyway, we see him locked away in his secret. He looks. All
right, I know who I'm changing my name then. They call him the Ghoul in the Black Coat in this episode. So that's the closest thing he gets to a name. So I am
Wolverine says that once.
In the black sweater.
So he looks like there's an old Italian horror movie called The House. Is it The House at the Edge of the Park? Is that the one? Anyway, it turns out there's some weird Nazi doctor experiment that's locked in the basement of this house they uncovered later. And this guy looks a lot like what that guy looked like. Anyway, we see Wolverine with his World Heavyweight Championship belt on, or Sabretooth.
Sabretooth, yeah, he's the champ.
Sabretooth, of course, is there working.
He was played by a wrestler.
We are learning this is the Weapon X program, and they have a chip in Wolverine's brain that they were trying to use to bring him back to the program, but with Xavier's help, he's been able to ignore it for so many years. But perhaps he got too comfortable in his new domestic bliss that the chip started to affect him again. So Sabretooth is working with his doctor, and they're amping up the power wattage to get him back to the base. Sabretooth comes out of the woodwork and attacks him. They get in a big old fight. But before Wolverine's able to finish him, basically, he gets taken down with the chip.
News footage did the rest. Isn't that right, Bigfoot? Don't call me that. Tell you what, Sabretooth. Why don't you go greet our old colleague?
That's right. And then they use the chip to knock him out, get him back to the base, and basically show him some clips and jog his memory about what they did to him at the Weapon X program. Just turn him into a weapon.
I see you a Frodo and raised you a Lulu.
No, Lulu's a lot bigger than Frodo. Frodo's good. Frodo left. He did leave one of his toys, though, so he'll be back.
Get it, Lulu.
So say Wolverine now under the chip, the effects of the chip is going off of Sabretooth, or they want to test that he's truly under their control by having him go hunt down the X-Men that they stowed away. They have a video program or video camera that detected them on the mountain, so then they send them after them. It's a big old fight between Wolverine, Kitty, and Kurt. Goes on for quite a while, which is pretty cool. Sabretooth, of course, involved as well. I like this. This clip is great. You can see Nightcrawler. You see Nightcrawler kind of around here.
The chase was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Wolverine gets the drop on them, but Kitty pleads to his humanity, and he manages to break the program.
Please, try. We had breakfast together just this morning. Kinda. Look, whatever they did to you, you're fighting it. You can win. Don't give up. Do you really want to hurt me, Mr. Logan?
I don't know why, but this still a Wolverine I find very funny. Just look at his face.
I don't think I do want to hurt you, Kitty. Half pint.
So, he managed to break out of it. Sabretooth, of course, tackles him, and the fight continues. Kitty and
that was a cool image, I thought.
This one here?
This one I put up here. This one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that is cool. Oh, I hear the cat purring.
Yeah.
So Wolverine goes down to confront the doctor.
And this is a sweet one here. Look at that. That's sweet.
Ah, that's sweet. The doctor, in which Wolverine gets in a fight with some of his little robots there. The whole lab gets blown up, and Nightcrawler gets. Well, actually, Wolverine. They manage to get out of there. Wolverine stays behind to protect them from Sabretooth and the Doctor, and the big old explosion. They get out and they see Wolverine is, of course, alive.
Oh, we can't call him Cornelius, but we can assume he's a doctor.
Good point. That's a very good point. I don't know if he would have got that far in the system if he wasn't, but
anyway, system the evil like psycho scientist.
Well, you need to be
industry.
I think to have the ability to do what this guy does, you probably have to have some kind of doctorate. Can't just be hacking people up and putting adamantium on their bones without some knowledge of physiology.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. We'll check his creds.
So Wolverine wakes up. Xavier tells him that they took the chip out of his brain. Asks if there's any pain. Physical pain. But he's gonna track down the answers and find out what really happened to him. We see Kitty realizing that she is in fact part of a family, and being part of a family with the X-Men is having to deal with some of the annoyances that come with that. And end of episode. Kitty grows. We get our normal end credit sequence.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Nice.
So, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. All right. Let's move on. Let's rate this episode. Oh, you guys chill. Grumpy kitties. Millie and Lulu, they're being jealous of each other. Yeah. So, X ratings from 1 to X. What are you going to give this one, Andre?
This was pretty great.
Yeah.
As far as like fun episodes that actually like have action and are building towards a greater narrative, this is up there.
Character development?
Yeah, let's say 10. I think it's a 10. It's pretty great.
Oh, wow.
I think it's pretty great.
All right. I think there's room to grow a little.
A 9 or a 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9 myself.
Okay.
I did like it a lot. Best one so far of the series.
Yes. Yeah. Well, maybe that's why we've given other 9s, and this is better than those. So
the highest we gave anything was an 8.
Oh, then this should be a 9. Then 9 for sure. Let's say 9.
All right, we'll say 9 for this one. All right, well, that's good. The show's getting better. That's what we're hoping here. And it's supposed to keep getting. It's all gravy from here, they say.
The gravy. Get the gravy.
The gravy train. The holiday gravy. Mushroom gravy. Mushroom gravy's delicious.
You like mushroom gravy?
Yeah. All right. Well, here's our uncanny X points. I mean, I sort of already mentioned it earlier, but
nope, you must make new ones.
Evan was drinking milk again. He's always pounding that milk into
He does pound the milk. He sure does. That's pretty funny. All right, my first point is
do you like the festering boils?
They're not a real band, so no. This is the 3rd episode this season to have a fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth. In the 10 episode season, that's a lot. Or 11 episode season, that's quite a bit. So by nine seasons, in episode 9, I think this is, right?
This is episode 11.
Oh, okay. Right, it is. So episode 11. So 3 out of 11. 0.27, so about 30% of the series has been Wolverine fighting Sabretooth.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. Considering we still really don't know anything about them.
Well, that's what this episode was
kind of. This doesn't tell you a lot. Just like Evil Scientist, she's like, yeah, we did some shit.
Cornelius story. Yeah. All right, here's the question I have.
Do about it. All right.
Riddle me this, Andre.
All right, Batman, what we got?
The kids all come out. And Kitty's and Logan are already there, but there's like a breakfast set out for 12, 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
Who made that breakfast?
Storm?
Storm is not your cook in the morning. She is a goddess.
Then he has a cook. I don't know. I'm not assuming it's because she's a woman. I'm just saying she's really a character that we don't see this episode. So I'm assuming she's a. Actually, I don't see.
No, but like every morning, like who's cooking these giant meals all the time?
Who's
for these
cleaning the
kids?
place? They probably have.
That's what I want to know.
They probably have a staff. Mutant staff.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's a good point.
Those are characters maybe we should meet. I want to meet the cook.
The thief, his wife, and her lover. That's a really specific movie reference.
Maybe it's Gambit and he's making beignets, and that's where we finally meet Gambit. He's just
making up beignets. This version of Jean Grey's giving him shit for no reason.
Just like the last time. Yeah, exactly. He gave her shit, didn't he? Yeah.
I'd just like to point out my second next point, which I never brought to my attention before, is that Maggie Blue O'Hara, the voice of Shadowcat, has the same last name as Spider-Man 2099.
Miguel O'Hara? True enough. Maybe we'll get her on the show one day. That'd be great.
Miguel O'Hara is half Spanish, half Irish. So yeah, you have to do that Irish brogue. O'Hara. Like you have to do it Hispanic for Miguel and Irish for O'Hara.
Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, is that Miguel O'Hara? O'Hara? O'Hara. O'Hara. O'Hara.
All right. Well, okay. Riddle me this one then. Riddle me this one, Andre.
You're taking your riddle. All right.
So, Cyclops in other he's often shown as a gearhead, often as a nice car and that stuff. But in all these other series we've seen in movies and stuff, he's an adult and he can afford to buy a car. Who bought Cyclops this super fancy sports car when he's still in high school? Xavier's just like, hey, I'm making you a child soldier, but look at this car. Look at this shiny sports car.
Well, we don't know it's his. It could be Xavier's. It could be the
you shall. Oh, he was treating it like it was his, though, wasn't he?
Well, maybe he's a trust fund baby. I mean, his dad, before he
just a space pirate.
Yeah, but before his dad thought his whole family died and became a space pirate. I don't know what he did. Maybe he's a doctor or something. He made a lot of money. Maybe they all came from money. Maybe the summers are. I don't know.
That's why he was flying a plane.
Corsair. Well, yeah, but you can I have a friend who's a pilot, but he's not.
Oh, he was in the army. He's like Major Christopher Summers is his name. He's a military man.
Major Christopher Summers, USAF, the United States Air Force. There you go. So
Nailed it.
Very good. Very good.
All right, I'm in this chair.
Maybe they come from money. I don't know. Who knows? All right, my third point is. This is the only episode in the series, apparently, to have an unnamed character in an antagonistic role. So it's the only mysterious villain we get in this time.
He's the ghoul in the black coat.
That's not a name. That's a descriptor.
So it was, all right. Okay. How about this one? So Mount McKenna is what they call this mountain in this episode. Not a real mountain in Canada. There's,
what was it in the movie? The mountain that he was at? It was a lake.
It was a lake, Alkali Lake.
Alkali Lake, that's it.
Also not real. So Mount McKenna, though, is a real mountain in Australia. So it's the Australian Wolverine connection. So
yes, the old Dingo War of the Dingo.
Exactly right.
The previous Dingo connection.
The confusion goes on.
Uh-huh.
They're like, we're sending him back to Australia where he got his adamantium.
G'day,
Australian Wolverine. So,
well, there's a big rumor that seems to be getting confirmed the more and more we learn about the new Captain America movie, is that the adamantium comes from the deceased Celestial that halfway came out of the Earth before they stopped it in the Eternals. If that's the case, it's out there in the ocean somewhere. I think it's kind of close to Australia. Was it in the Pacific Ocean down that way?
Where was it?
I don't remember now. Where the Celestial is on Earth. Maybe it's north, but I thought there was like in a tropical kind of place.
Well, it can come up anywhere, I suppose. It's just
but like in the movie, The Eternals, where they stopped it and killed it before it came out. Where's the Celestial?
Tiamat. The Celestial Tiamat.
Out of the ocean. What ocean?
What ocean? It's all one ocean, Andre. Just like we are all one people. I've had enough of your.
It's Tiamat's corpse and massive frozen statue in the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
So it's down that way. Ish.
Mm-hmm.
Ish.
Ish.
All right. So what am I? My fourth X point?
Yep.
Third. Where we go? Oh, shit. Where's my points at here? Yeah, that's interesting. So Kitty, like, this Kitty, why couldn't Kitty phase through when they were stuck in the X jet? Why couldn't Kitty phase through and just phase down and then like land through in the earth and phase wherever?
I don't think she's comfortable enough with her powers yet.
Okay, because she
'Cause
seems
eventually
to.
she could just walk down. She could.
Yeah,
walk
that's what I was
through
going to say. She
the-
can walk through air. Could she? And can she pass her powers on to someone else if she's touching them?
She can phase people through things, yeah.
Yeah,
But like whether she could like walk on air while holding on to somebody else, that's tricky. Like,
but it could be
and she
enough.
would
that
just
they-
freak out. Like you jump out of a plane as just like a 15-year-old or whatever.
But couldn't
like,
she phase? Couldn't she take Nightcrawler phase through the plane so they're in the air, and then Nightcrawler could teleport them to safety?
they'd still be going that speed.
No, she just
Which,
phased through the thing. She would just stay where she is, and the thing would go past her.
yeah, but she is still traveling the speed.
Oh,
of the
that's a good
plane.
point. Yeah. No, I don't understand physics. No, I'm joking. Yeah,
Oh.
I get what you mean.
So,
All right, that makes sense. All right, well.
Look, I'll break it down for you.
No, I
I'll
got
break
it. I
down
totally
for you.
understand. I totally
Can you
understand.
transport us to the ground?
Yeah, right. Like, picture this. Bumpity, 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 splat!
Bumpity bumpity splat. That's the science term.
Okay. You're on your fourth.
Well, I think this is the one that really made it feel like, and it was sort of always going that way. I think that Kitty is the main character, kind of. But in the first, kind of up till now, it was kind of like maybe her, maybe Rogue, maybe both. Like, but this one, it sort of makes it feel like it's more of a kid. The Kitty's the main character, but we'll see where it
Yeah,
goes.
this is the first Kitty specific episode, I think. I mean, the Rogue
Well, since
one
the first
kind
episode.
of.
The first
Yeah,
episode.
but that one was more of a learning, but everybody else.
Yeah.
What one? I'll just give you two for my last one.
All right.
One is Scott is seen driving away from the mansion, and then Kitty mentions numerous times it's the morning. You see Scott drive away, and then shortly after that, Nightcrawler shows up and says, "Hey, Scott's off to drive us to school." So he left, went somewhere else, came back to pick up people to go to school. This makes no sense. The other thing is, which is a thrown out note, is that Kitty mentions that Spike is in fact the youngest member of the team. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they may have mentioned that once before.
I don't know if they did.
Like, I think he's like 15 or something.
Ah, yes. To be 15. What'd you do if you're 15 again, Dad?
I don't know. Probably the same stupid shit.
Yeah, it's just different stupid shit, probably.
I probably watched less wrestling.
What? What do you mean?
Well, because
That's probably the best thing.
I got out of it shortly after that. So, like, there was a few years there. I probably wasted way too much time watching.
Time to
wrestling.
come back.
I was gonna get out
Come
of it.
back to
anyway.
wrestling. It's on Netflix now. It's easy to get.
No, I don't want to get back in.
Come on, get back in. buddy.
Now that it's exposed as being as dirty as I always thought it was. Like,
What do you mean, like, because the McMahon thing?
yeah, like
Have you
among
read-
others?
Have you read anything that TV producers have done forever? Do you still
Oh,
watch
I
movies
know.
and television?
I know.
Did you see what Neil Gaiman did? Do you still read comics? Come
Oh,
on.
Truly a
Every-
monster. Truly a
I mean-
monster. But I've never liked Neil Gaiman's comics, so I don't feel bad about that. At least
I always
in that
did.
regard.
So, but I've always said you shouldn't look to your you shouldn't look to people you don't know as guidance, moral guidance, or expect them to be paragons of virtue. You don't know them. You really don't.
Mhm. Well, all right.
All
That's
right.
X points. So these ones aren't as nicely.
Hey, check it.
All right, here's our Hey Check It comic reminiscences and recommendations. I just picked a few things based on some upcoming MCU releases and that sort of stuff. I mean, the next thing coming out for the MCU, not even the MCU, I guess, it's that Spider-Man cartoon. You wouldn't call it the MCU, I guess. Well, I mean, it's a multiversal thing, so I guess you could call that MCU. So Spider-Man, and it's not the most hopeful time in certain places in the world right now. So I thought, read Spider-Man Election Day and read some Spider-Man while also going back to a more hopeful time.
That's pretty
Why
funny.
not?
Spider-Man teams up with Barack Obama.
Yeah, I mean, he teams up with Obese. And also, another thing I'm excited to watch is, of course, Captain America Brave New World. So maybe, go check out some all-new Captain America by Rick Remender and Stuart Eminem. Like, that's a power team.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's a good book. That's when he's first gets the shield. And also, check him out as a leader of a more established group. And it's got some different things that are MCU adjacent here. Like the Vision show's coming up. Vision's on this team. Spidey's on this team. And Wasp, Hope Van Dyne Wasp. The Mighty Hercules and the Mighty Thor. So a very cool team. And it's written by Mark Waid and with art by Mike Del Mundo. You can't go wrong there. The art is just like
Del Mundo is cool.
Like, Del Mundo is like got that awesome painted look. One of the best. One of my favorite artists for sure. Like, look at this stuff. Like, wild.
Yeah, super cool.
Love it. Like, look at this Kang there. Kang facing off with Vision there. God, Del Mundo stuff is beautiful. Like, just look at this cover. Gorgeous. Look at that spot. Good stuff. So check that out too. This is Earth's Mightiest Heroes, The Avengers #1 from 2017. So check out that team.
One of
too.
100 Avengers #1s that are probably out there right now.
Yep. But probably only a few in 2017.
That's right. We only have one or two.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You. What are we checking it?
One of my. So there are many comic book movies out there, many that are adapted from comic books, many that you may not know were originally comic books. Some you may just think were a movie or a cool movie. You may not realize that was in fact adapted from a book.
Are you picking Ghost World?
No, but that would be it's a great movie, and also most people don't know this adapted from a graphic novel. Same with another movie by the same director, or two movies by the same director, Wilson and Art School Confidential, both by Terry Zwigoff, and both based on, and all three of those are based on Daniel Klaus.
Use Zwigoff, bud.
I love Zwigoff; he's great. Many people may not realize that the movie Mystery Men was based on the comic book. I mean, you can kind of figure that out because they're superheroes. Many people don't realize that the movie History of Violence, starring Viggo Mortensen, was based on a comic book. But a lot of people don't realize that an excellent movie, and actually my favorite movie by a beloved American actor, is Road to Perdition, which most people do not realize is actually based on a graphic novel. And it's by Max Allan Collins, who's mostly a novelist, but it is an excellent, excellent book. And the movie is excellent. So watch the movie and read the book. It's a great crime book. And if you like that movie as much as I do, you should read the source material. It's excellent.
All right. Very good. Very good. It wasn't Ghost World.
No, Ghost World was great.
But I like movies, which is fine.
Which is fine.
But I like movies.
Which is fine. All right, so movie to watch. Well, what was we talking about earlier? Oh yeah, Antlers. Watch the movie Antlers.
And Wendigos. Oh, is that the Wendigo one?
That's the
oh
Wendigo
yes.
one.
I think did I see that one?
It's
that,
an
that
excellent.
was on a streaming service for a while, wasn't it?
It's an excellent, probably Netflix. It was an excellent movie by Scott Cooper, who is an excellent director. He did Black Mass. He did Hostels with about the native.
Does it end up being quite a giant creature at the end? Like,
it's the whole thing's kind of an allegory for drug use, like mostly. But yes, the kid's dad gets infected with something. It's sort of a loose allegory because his dad's like a meth head. But yes, his dad is becoming a Wendigo. Yes, it's pretty. I'd say it's probably like 15 feet tall when you finally see it.
Yeah, I think I have seen that.
But it's one of the coolest. I've seen a few different versions of the Wendigo myth done in movies.
The Doug Jones version is good.
the Doug Jones one from the TV show Fear Itself. I can't remember who directed that episode. It's actually someone pretty decent, I think. Wendigo, Fear Itself. Episode.
Yeah, I think it was like a
Skin and Bones is the name of the episode.
Skin and Bones. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. In which Doug Jones plays a father goes missing while hiking and returns, but is turns into something else. And I believe
It's real creepy. One of the best Doug Jones performances. I think he's terrifying.
This is funny because there's one director who has made adaptations of the Wendigo more than anybody, and that would be Larry Fessenden, who is a low budget independent filmmaker who's made some really interesting and cool films. He's influenced a lot of other bigger directors who have worked with him first and then went on to become Ty West, who did X and Pearl and all those movies, is one that comes to mind. But Fessenden did the movie Wendigo many years ago, and before that he did another movie about a Wendigo. He did at least 2 films about Wendigos, and then did the Skin and Bones episode. The Last Winter, that's the other one I'm thinking of.
Has he been haunted by a Wendigo or hunted by one?
Possibly. The movie Wendigo has Patricia Clarkson, who's a great actress in it, and Jake Weber.
Cousin Patricia.
And also the kid.
She's a cousin of my cousin. She's sort of my cousin.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
that's cool. And it also stars the kid that played Dewey on Malcolm in the Middle, so that's fun. But yeah, it's an interesting movie. But he also did one of the other really coolest Wendigo depictions, which was actually a video game. So there's video
Wendigo. It's the X-Men arcade game.
No, but there's a series of video games that are kind of popular now, which are like not so much, mostly decision-based video games, where you kind of like decide to go left, decide to go right, decide to do this. And basically, you're watching a movie that you get to change the outcome depending on the decisions you make. They made the first really good one of those was called Until Dawn, which was for the PlayStation 4, I think. It got remastered, and apparently it's getting a movie, which is funny because it's basically a movie already. But it has a lot of big name actors in it because they did motion capture for all the characters. Rami Malek is one of the main characters in it. From he is Mr. Robot. No Time to Die. He's the bad guy in that.
I know who he is, but I've never seen him in anything.
Yes. So the guy that played the dude that turned out to be a Hydra agent on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Grant, the one that was with them for the first season, and then you find out Ward, Grant Ward, he's in it. Then let me just look at this because they're all maybe I'm getting this mixed up with the sequel. Yeah, because there's one called The Quarry, which was by the same guys, which is a different game done exactly the same, but with a whole new story, whole new characters. So yeah, it has Rami Malek's in it. Oh, Hayden Panettiere from Heroes is in it. And it really focuses on the Wendigo and the Wendigo myth. And the Wendigos are pretty creepy, very disturbing creatures. There's these teenagers that go off to a ski resort on a mountain and obviously run into something. Peter Stormare's in it. He's pretty
Peter
great.
Stormare.
Oh, Peter Stormare. We got Brett Dalton is the guy that played Grant Ward.
Yeah.
Megan Martin is in it. Jordan
Ward
Fisher
was great in that show, by the way.
He was very good. Yeah. It's amazing how long they got that character to be in the show as a villain. Like, even when he was dead, they still got him back somehow.
I sort of fell off it. I don't think I saw the last season, but I really liked that show. It just kept going and like.
Yeah, it was pretty great. I liked it better. It really got away for the first little while. It was like stuff would happen in the regular Marvel movies, and then you would see the impact of that on the show, and they really got away from that later, and I kind of liked that. But we got Ghost Rider. That was cool. We got the Robbie Reyes version, but it was still cool. Anyway, yeah, so check all those out. This is a very long segment, but the other thing is in the Cineplex in Halifax, all month long they're doing a retrospective showing all of the films of David Fincher. So they're showing all of his movies on the big screen. So you can go watch.
They can't even keep their power on. You're gonna trust that cinema?
It wasn't the power. It was some kid exploded a fire extinguisher in the hallway.
Oh right, it was me that went to an arcade. We went to the bowling alley the other day, and there's this big old cool arcade in there.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we all sat down on the Hungry Hippos, all the power went out in the whole arcade.
No, that sucks. But I did. Me and a buddy went yesterday to. So Park Lane is showing all of these. Park Lane Cinema in Halifax. However, they do have. This is all because they've released Seven, his movie on IMAX, re-released it. So me and a buddy went into Halifax Saturday. We watched the movies Panic Room, which I'd never seen before, and The Game with Michael Douglas, which I've also never seen before. Well, I saw it Monday, but I didn't get to see all of it, so I watched it again and saw the ending. And then we went and watched the IMAX version of Seven. All fantastic films. David Fincher is a fantastic director, I must say. They're all excellent movies. So go check out all of those. Panic Room is surprisingly good. Based on what the premise of that movie was, I was Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart. She's like 13. Forrest Whitaker, Dwight Yoakam, the country singer, is in it, and Jared Leto.
Forrest Whitaker's always great.
Jared Leto is like got cornrows, and he's like one of his first movies. But it's super like as far as thrillers go, it's excellent. It's really well done. 5 stars. It's a really good movie. So anyway, go watch all those movies.
There you have it. Oh,
You get 4 for the price of 1.
Yeah, why not?
Project is due at the end of the week.
Oh, Old Man Devin. It's like drilling.
You just got me thinking of like old video games based on what you were talking about there. And you're about my age. Do you miss text-based adventures, Andre?
Do I miss what, sorry?
Text-based adventures on the computer.
Like the Oregon Trail?
Yeah.
You died of dysentery? Is that what we're... Do you want to forward?
Like how far video games have come? This is history class with old man.
Do you want to wait?
We would reminisce on how far we've come.
Ford the river? Do you want to wait? Do you want to go through the winter?
Hey man, I used to enjoy myself playing those old floppy disk text-based adventures. I had some fun Mickey Mouse ones. Carmen Sandiego was a great game.
That's a good one. The Choose, yes. Well, I mean, they've never gone away forever. There was like the Telltale games. Remember, like the Walking Dead Telltale games, the Batman one. They had the Fables Telltale games. Those are very similar.
Were those text-based adventures?
Oh, these are only text-based adventures. Yeah,
you can only
My experience with that is more the choose your own adventure book route because I didn't play a lot of those games. I didn't have a computer when at that time.
Like this.
Yeah, that's a great one. I have that one as well. But I just gave that to someone as a gift, actually.
He signed it. And he says, "Choose your own adventure. Do it.
Do it. Do it now."
Ryan North, one of the best. Speaking of which, actually, add to my comic recommendations. Why not? Well, they're missing. Never mind. But check out Lower Decks. Lower Decks series number 1 and 2. I may have already made that recommendation last week, but yes, check Lower Decks comics.
Beautiful. All right.
But yeah, text-based adventures. Check them out, young people, or don't. Video games have come far. Not that I don't. I'm more of a 16-bit man myself.
So, Super Nintendo or bust?
Super Nintendo is my favorite system of all time for sure.
I mean, honestly, you can't dispassionately say that a Super Nintendo game is better than a modern day game.
I absolutely can say Street Fighter 2 is better than any of those modern fighting games. 100%. Street Fighter 2 Turbo fighting games never got better than that.
You just get your guy in the corner with the E Honda hand, and then he can't move.
You can try to E Honda me all day, and it's not going to work. Bring it on, E Honda. Let's do it. No, man, they were simpler, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, not at all. No, that's not what I'm implying. I'm just saying,
like Mario 3 is still as good as that's only 8.
They're fun games, but man, how expansive and world building and impressive some of the modern games are. I was just playing the Star Wars Jedi Survivor game before I came on, and that's insanely good game. And the Spider-Man games, I'd rather play the Insomniac Spider-Man games.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff just doesn't feel like playing a game to me. I watched Tiffany play those games, and there's a half hour between something that I would consider playing a game. It's just you wander around for a half an hour, and then look, here's a arrow shooting part. This is a video game. Let's shoot these arrows. And then it's back to just walking around and doing nothing for half an hour.
Yeah.
You know, different tea, cup of tea, whatever your cup of tea is. But if you're just looking for fast fun, 16-bit, that's where it's at.
Hmm.
So I have been expanding the Wii collection lately.
Oh, there you go.
Mostly for the 4-year-old, getting some ones that she can play and stuff. There's great Sesame Street games, actually. They're quite educational. But
Interesting.
yeah. All right, let's move on to extracurriculars. Where's my sexy guitar? All right.
There's baby making music right there. Perfection.
Yeah, this is my sexy guitar. Old Karina. She's a good girl. All right. Extracurriculars. So we've been casting the MCU X-Men. Thus far, we have Bryan Cranston as Professor Xavier, Nikolai Coster-Waldau as Magneto, Jodie Turner-Smith, her name is. That's it.
Oh, you got it right.
Yep. As Storm, Jacob Elordi as Cyclops, Sadie Sink. So someone has commented on our page today that the height discrepancy between her and Elordi is quite huge. So she might have to wear heels if they're ever going to kiss or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, you know, he's 6'5", he's giant, but he's skinny, so I think it works. Anyway, we'll come back to it. This guy is Sabretooth. Who's this guy?
I don't remember.
Well, you picked him as Sabretooth.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, figure out his name. And
Alan Ritchson
as Sabretooth. Then we have Bjorn Ironside as Colossus.
Alexander Ludwig, I think.
Yeah, Alexander Ludwig. Yep. That is the one. And before the big one, we were going to cast Rogue, but we'll just double back on that for a minute because we decided what?
I was going to say, it might be worth swapping. Make a Lordy Colossus and make this guy Cyclops.
No.
Okay. All right.
Lordy's tall, but I still think it would work.
All right.
Because at least he's got the youth factor. That Powell guy you suggested is way too old to be dating Sadie Sink.
Well, we would agree. We wouldn't have cast Sadie Sink if that was the case.
She's a good casting, though. She's
not bad. Not bad.
So, all right, we're going to throw a couple villains at you guys. So, I had suggested Mark Hamill for William Stryker, and Andre was on board for a minute, but then he came back with a better suggestion, I had to admit pretty quickly, and that is Michael Shannon. I mean, he can just look at his face. He could easily look like that insane.
He's been a villain in a million things, and I think if the movie were to use him, they'd have to use the religious version of him because we already got.
What's that one where he's a right crooked cop?
Oh, the one with the bike one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
I don't know, Courier movie or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, that one. Premium Rush, it was called.
Was that it?
Yeah, Premium Rush. Yeah, he's good in that.
Boardwalk Empire. Fucking
but he can do that fanatical thing too.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's in it, and I don't think he's ever really played a religious fanatic. He's in a really good movie by what's it called? Take Shelter, about a guy that has visions that the end of the world, or something's going to happen that he needs to build a shelter to save his family. And people think he's crazy, but he's kind of it strikes him so hard that he keeps building it. And it's a very good movie. It's him and Jessica Chastain, but it's excellent. And also the guy that played Nucky's brother on Boardwalk Empire. I can't remember his name. He's character actor in a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, I think as a religion, like if he played the religious side of it, which you'd have to because we got like the government agent side of it a lot.
And he'd be a bit scary.
Oh, he's terrifying. He's a great villain.
Yeah,
fantastic villain.
Yeah. So
and just a super nice, cool guy.
And he's getting older too, so it's he's getting into that William Stryker kind of age.
Yeah,
too. I think it works really well.
He was the best part of the Superman movie, the Man of Steel movie,
probably
by far.
And then we went on to cast Arcade as well, And I love this casting. Jack Quaid. I wanted to cast him as something, so I was perfectly happy with Arcade. It was Andre suggested.
I mean, he'd honestly be a good Nightcrawler too if he can do it the accent. So there's that too.
God. Oh my god! I wonder if
because the guy I thought might be good for Nightcrawler, I think might be too old. It depends on version of Nightcrawler we want, but
I kind of think we should cast Jack Quaid as Nightcrawler now.
let's do it. I think it's a better. I'd rather him be in a more prominent role than just.
Me too. Let's just go back to casting Pennywise as Arcade.
Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård? No.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
No, he's too cool. He's gonna be something better. There's a squirrely. There's actually, you know what? The guy I know who'd be perfect for Arcade.
Who?
Okay, so we got a Nightcrawler as Jack Quaid.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, I was struggling with Nightcrawler, but that is fantastic. I do love me some Boimler. All right, Jack Quaid is Nightcrawler. Yep. Who's perfect Arcade?
Skylar Gisondo.
Skylar Gisondo.
He's playing Jimmy Olsen in the new Superman movie, but he was in the.
No, we don't need to take Jimmy Olsen from the DCU and put
look
him
him up, you asshole, and just tell me you don't think he should. Do you ever watch The Righteous Gemstones?
How do you spell Gisondo?
Do you ever watch the Santa Clarita Diet?
No.
Did you watch The Righteous Gemstones on HBO?
No.
Okay.
TV.
Skylar, which is obvious, in the Gisondo.
G what?
Gisondo.
I mean,
he's a redhead.
I mean, I see what you're going for there. He kind of has that Opie kind of look, but like,
no, he would play a bad guy very well. He doesn't have a chance to do it, but I think he would be perfect for it. And he's a villain. He's only in one fucking movie, probably. Like,
yeah, I mean, he just doesn't have this guy. Based on what the pictures are looking at, he just doesn't kind of have that. Like,
you don't know anything about his acting ability. You're looking at photos.
But I'm looking at photos from all his movies and stuff. Like, can he do threatening? Is what I'm
he could. Yeah, but the thing is, he's supposed to be impish, right? Like, he's not supposed to.
Yeah,
like, Arcade is not a physically scary person.
No, but like.
No, I think he could.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, I think him doing that would be very good. I would cast that in a second. If he was like a deranged guy that had and with a bow tie in the park full of crazy animatronic things that'll kill you. I mean, he can take some time to think about it, but he does
look like Arcade.
He's a redhead. He's got the freckles. It's like, I don't know. He's perfect.
All right.
We'll add
that one. We'll add that. Don't let me
listen. You have loved pretty much all of my casting, so I just want to say
you've had some good ones. You've had some good ones.
Thank you. Okay.
I mean, you've had to convince me on a couple. Maybe.
The guy that played Q in the new Bond movies was who I was kind of thinking might be a good Nightcrawler, but I think he's too old now.
I like Jack Quaid as Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I think
he would do the humor really well, and he's kind of got that physicality.
Ben Whishaw is the other guy I was thinking.
All right,
he's skinny and he's kind of impish looking too.
Of your Arcade.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Right. Ben Whishaw is 44 years old, so he might be too old.
That's too old. Yeah. All right, so here's the one we actually came here to do, which was Rogue, and this was I'm really in love with this pick. I feel like this is our best one so far. This one is your pick, I think.
My pick, all right.
Yeah, it's I love this pick. I think it's the best one because I think we're the first ones to get to this pick. So our Rogue is Victoria Pedretti. There she is. You
may know her best from the Mike Flanagan shows. She's on The Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor. She's excellent.
She is excellent. Look, she's got the red hair there. Just put a little white in the top. Perfect. You've got Rogue right there.
Yeah, she's an excellent actress.
Yeah.
Haunting of Bly Manor. She's fantastic.
She can do the Southern accent, as you said.
Yep.
I think she'd be great. People just want to I don't know. People keep wanting to cast Rogue as just the people with these ultimate model bodies. They're like, that's Rogue because the booty shot from the animated series. That's not the character of Rogue. In the comics, Rogue wasn't that for until Jim Lee started drawing her.
It would be really cool if they actually. It'd be really cool if they actually tied her getting like the power she has from Brie Larson and had that as a piece.
I think they will.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think actually, whatever movie we next see, if they do a trilogy, if they do a third Captain Marvel movie or Marvel's movie, I think it'll happen then. Otherwise, maybe Secret Wars or something. But yeah, Victoria Pedretti, I think that's a great pick for Rogue. And look, she kind of looks a little bit sad, and Rogue's a little bit sad. Like she always looks a little bit sad.
Yeah, she's a really cool actress.
Yeah,
she's excellent
really cool.
in the Honey of O's, and in Blind Manor, she's more central. She's throughout the whole show. And,
she's the star of that. She's the first billing. No, she's first billing in Haunted House or Hill House too, I think.
Well, she's in it quite a bit, but there's a point where she's not. I don't want to throw too many spoilers, but it's very good. She's also on that show You, which I've never watched, the Netflix show, which is really popular. One about the serial killer guy, kind of like sexier Dexter.
So we're off next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. And Andre, I think we should do it. I think we should cast Wolverine. I've been thinking a lot about it.
Do you have one? Do you have a
pick?
pick?
A couple ideas. Yeah, I have a couple ideas.
All right. Well, let's sure. Let's
one of them I think is out there. I might be the first one to get to it. One of them has been rumored about.
Is it Danny DeVito?
No, it's not Danny DeVito. It's Bob Hoskins.
He's been dead for quite a while.
Damn it! What are we gonna do?
Yeah, I got one that I think I really like as well. So.
All right, well, we'll do that in 2 weeks' time.
What's her age? What do you think her age range should be?
That's what I have 2 picks, and there may be even a third. And they're like, if we want to cast older, I have a pick for that. If we want to cast a bit younger, so it can be a long-lived performance, I have a pick for that as well.
Well, the guy I thought would always be perfect is Joel Edgerton, but he's getting a bit old now. He's 50, so
that's a bit old, yeah.
Yes,
but, I don't know if that's the right pick anyway.
Now, the guy I want, I think would be great for it, but we'll see.
Both my picks are short, but one shorter than the other one.
Yeah, well, that's good. I don't think that's going to play too much into mine, but we'll see.
Well, then yours isn't the right pick.
Okay, Dad.
One of my picks is like 5'6" or something.
Well, that's
pretty
good.
Short.
That's good.
But still has, a muscular build and stuff. I think you might be impressed with the pick.
All right, maybe so.
The other one's cliche, but still not the worst. All right.
All right, let's go. That sounds cool. I'm excited.
All right, Wolverine. That one we were just putting off because we didn't want to fight, but I think maybe we'll come to an agreement there, maybe.
Maybe.
It's a homework, Professor.
Watch the next episode of the show, which is the 12 and 3rd, part 1 and part 2 of the Cauldron, which would be.
We're going to do them both.
12, we're going to do both together, I guess. Evan wants to do that because he
why
likes
not?
to make these episodes super long.
Not really. And, we had a nice 2-parter to kick off TAS. So they kind of end the first season. Seemed kind of nice.
Yeah.
Kind of judging the first 2-parter of the series. Kind of thing.
Yeah. All right.
Our next comic review, we should review World War Wendigo. All that talk about Wendigos, and it'll still be the icy climes of winter here in Canada.
We do love us some Wendigos.
Want to do World War Wendigos? Jason Aaron.
Yeah, but let's wait a while.
Can't go wrong.
We did a couple comic ones pretty much back to back. So
like the end of February or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that sounds good. Well, you can support the show at patreon.com/X-Men Review Show. Get your merch over at the Redbubble /peoples/X-Men Review Show/shop. Contact us at xmenreviewshow@gmail.com and find our audio-only version wherever you get your podcasts. Please like us, review us, subscribe us, but most of all, like us, please.
Please. Love of God, like us. We need
love me.
We need your sweet validation.
We do. We so do. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and the Twitches. And, check out our whole federation over at ufpodcast.com. Our federation with a couple of new members, of course. We've got Heard Noise Must Investigate with Michael Chan. And he's 4 episodes in now. I've listened to them all. Check it out. It's definitely a very interesting horror podcast. And coming up very soon, we'll have True Currency, a pop culture conversational with Jameel Robinson.
Didn't he already do one of those? I thought I saw an advertisement for it being out there.
What? Did he launch
know.
it? I don't think he launched it yet.
Okay, I could have swore I saw something on socials of him talking about that.
Unlike us, Jameel appreciates the I don't want to call it an art, but the skill of editing.
That is true. He likes his editing.
Yeah. So we just churn out unregulated, unedited dribble over here on X-Rated, the X-Men Review Show.
Just toiling in obscurity over here.
Yep. You could just call us some festering boils of podcasting.
What if some of us don't like the festering boils?
Then you came to the wrong podcast.
That's true. You did. You sure did.
Sure did. Well, I guess we'll see you for 2 weeks, so enjoy your vacation.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. And, don't get wrapped up into any cartel nonsense or anything like that.
I don't intend to.
Don't bet too much at the cockfights.
All right.
And enjoy your time on the happiest place on earth.
In Mexico?
According to Krusty the Clown.
That's true. Tijuana, specifically.
Tijuana.
Yeah, Tijuana. All right.
South of the border, down Mexico way.
Where I fell in love when the skies above came out to play. And now as I wander, my thoughts never stray. South of the border, down Mexico way.
Catch you next time.
Good night, everyone.
I gotta go.